Hello ye lads and lasses, welcome back to more Let's Play Pixelot, Beelined. We're the last line of defense for Master Luther. Okay, well that's gonna make it, that's gonna make your death, like, super, hard to accept. Knowing that not only are you dead, but you also, were the last line of defense. You failed your king, man. You really gonna, you really want that to be your legacy? Like 7 generations from now, they're still gonna be feeling the shame, you know? And it could have been prevented, but no, you had to keel over like a little weenie. All right, okay, so who the hell are these guys, by the way? Are they just one of each of the dudes that we already fought? Actually, yeah, I really haven't been paying attention to, like, elemental damage and stuff. This guy, I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's been some of the fights where we were fighting the elemental boss dudes or whatever, and I probably did an attack that didn't work like 80 times. Like, I'm pretty sure I used the ice attack with Thomas, and I used holy attacks with Ellen for the first 15 minutes of the fight, probably. All right, cyclone it up, bomb it up. All right. Boy, is there not a cooldown on this light ray move? Or did I just not use it? I'm not entirely sure. All right, and you dead. Anyway, yeah, in the last one, we got past the barrier. And now we're going to I think fight the main dude, who is, I don't know, who was the guy that kidnapped the Molly or whatever? I actually don't know. Was it just like a mystery dude that we don't know who it is yet? Yeah, let me try this to see if there's a cooldown on it. Boy, this one starts with a cooldown. All right. Oh man, 506? God dang, dude. Oh man, 528? Is the, I feel like some of these crits are like, geez, it's like more than twice the damage, it seems, right? Oh, there is a, okay, jeez. How long has there been a three-turn cooldown? Probably the whole game, right? Yeah, I don't know. It is sort of hard to pay attention while you're playing at the same time. Let's do this one. All right. Boy, I guess the question always is, do I want to heal with my healer, or do I want to do AoE attack? It is kind of something you don't see too often, where your healer also has lots of attack magic too. Sometimes they'll give him like one spell. They'll give him like a holy spell or whatever. I think in, what was it, the first Final Fantasy game, the White Mage had Harm and Harm 2. It was like holy damage. But that was all they got. I'm pretty sure there was no Harm 3, so you couldn't, actually, I think there is a boss or two that it works pretty well on. There's probably, I'm pretty sure there's at least one area where, like, physical attacks, like, don't work very well. Which we choose, red or green? I don't know, red. I can't decide who is right and who is wrong. I just have to do my job. Well, you're gonna have a case of conscience, and it's gonna cost you your life because you were in my way, bro. Yeah, when I was a kid, red was my my first favorite color. And then I think I got a little bit, like, I got to, I'm pretty sure there was a brief point where it was green, and then now, like, I don't know now, actually, now that I've become aware of lots more colors, yeah, now I have no freaking idea. Like, I couldn't tell you. I do sort of like pastel colors, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, a lot of colors I like are not like considered like masculine colors, you know? I mean like pastel, did that not give it away? Oh wait, no, we gotta heal. But I don't know. I like I don't know. I like orange. I mean, I don't know, just like bright colors too. Like a brand new orange shirt that's like bright orange. I like that a lot. I also like pink and purple a lot. Obviously, I can't mention that on like a first date, you know. No woman will take you seriously. You bust out the you like the color pink on a first date, yeah. Okay, grab the treasure and then 400 gold. Okay, we're still getting gold. Does that mean there's gonna be something that we're gonna need with it? Because some games have it where they still give you like bang loads of gold, even when you're past like the final shop in the game. But I mean, right now I have I'm using like a purple like bed sheet or whatever with an orange what do you call it? Like sheet that like the thing you put on in summer that's like not a blanket, you know, a sheet, right? But I have one of each. I have a purple sheet and like a bed sheet or whatever, and I just swap them out whenever I wash them. Whenever I wash one, I put the other one on. Hear the lightning, or hear the thunder, fear the lightning. Is that a joke of some sort I'm not aware of? Possibly. But you get what I'm saying, right? I hope. I have 2 purple sheets and 2 orange sheets, and I put one with the other, and then when I wash those, I swap them out and put one with the other. Yeah, let's heal. Okay, yeah, we gotta heal with Thomas so we can do damage with Miss Ellen. But yeah, sucks for Mr. I'm doing my job and it cost me my life. It's like, yeah, well, you knew what you signed up for. I don't know. Whenever I hear about like police officers or like firefighters, or you know, people that serve in like the military or whatever, I mean, it's like, yes, I feel bad. Whenever you hear about someone dying or whatever, it's like, yes, it's sad. Yes, it is. But they could have easily done another job that wouldn't have resulted in them dying. You know, they knew the risk. So, I mean, you can't say it without sounding like a freaking asshole, but I mean, they could have been alive, right? So it's like, oh, it's so sad that they died. Yeah, it's also sad that they decided to do a job that had a high chance of them dying. Like, it's, you know, nobody becomes a police officer thinking that it's a safe job all the time, you know? Like, you're super aware of the risk, you know? So if you end up dying, you know, there's that, you know, I don't know. I've said this in videos. If you've been watching my channel a lot, you know, like, I'm a nice guy, but like, I do kind of walk the line between being nice and being like, yeah, well, you could have, you know, I don't want to say you did it to yourself, but you voluntarily walked into a job where dying, you know, was statistically a possibility, you know, and why'd you do that, you know? You could apply the same thing to anything, like people that die from skydiving. It's like, yeah, well, you could have done anything other than go skydiving and be alive right now. And your child could grow up with their father, but no, you just had to, you know. So, I mean, it's one thing. It's like, if you want to go out and get yourself killed, I mean, that's your business. But when you have, like, a wife and kids, that's, like, kind of like a dick move, sort of. I mean, maybe it's not a dick move, but, I mean, do you see where I'm coming from? I mean, the argument could be made, I think, is a nicer way to say it. Where it's like, you have a wife and kids, and then you're going to go do a job where you could possibly die. It's like, well, now you're affecting other people now. Now your child has to grow up without one of their parents. And now your spouse is gonna grieve you, or grieve you? Is it grieve or grief? Have grief for you. Oh, I don't know what the frickin' word is. They're gonna be like super sad that you died for like ever. and you could have just taken a desk job where the biggest work hazard is somebody becoming super disgruntled and like bashing a computer monitor over your head, you know? I guess it wouldn't hurt so much nowadays now that they're like thinner and lighter and stuff. But back in the day, man, them things were thick, man. Maybe got some back on those old monitors and old TVs too. Jeez. Yeah, the TVs were like the freaking worst, man. The TVs were like way heavier than they looked. Okay, we need a key. All right, fine. I forget if I mentioned this at some point during this Let's Play, but a lot of times, like, my sense of direction isn't, like, super great. If you didn't notice from me navigating that dark maze or whatever. Actually, it was dark, so it was designed to be, I don't know what the word is, but it was designed to be, like, challenging, so... But in general, my sense of direction isn't very good. Which you would think for how many RPGs I play, that it would be good. But the good news, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, because a lot of times I end up not having to grind. Because I'll spend so much time lost in the dungeon that by the time I get to the boss, I'm sufficiently leveled. So I'm level 38 now. Let's see what level I am when I finally get to wherever we're going. Okay, so was there... So that was... Did I check all the paths? I think I did. The royal family is safer with Master Luther. Okay, well, let's see how well you keep them safe. Are you gonna keep them safe, or are you gonna die like a little wimp? Okay, so if I'm stunned, does it not even matter what I do? Maybe I just can't do attacks, but maybe I could still hide or cast magic. Sometimes when you're paralyzed, you can still cast magic. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try it. Okay, so hide didn't work either. All right. Okay, let's heal on this turn. We'll have you vampire bite. I've never watched any of the Twilight movies or whatever. I don't know. A lot of people like to talk junk on it, but then there's other people that said that they've watched it, and it's like, it's sort of like a guilty pleasure or something. I don't know. Given the choice between you and Luther, I prefer the latter. Oh man, do you know how long it? Like, I'm pretty sure it took me up until I was in my 20s before I finally learned ladder and latter. And then when people would always say the latter, I didn't know which one was the latter. I didn't know if latter was the first one or the second one they had mentioned. All right. Was I done talking about colors 10 minutes ago? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I do like purple a lot. I had a yoga mat that was purple that I used for, I don't know, a year and a half, something like that. It's a good mat, but, like, yoga mats do sort of eventually get, like, they do sort of, like lose their stickiness after a while. Oh, man. 3 big attacks on the 3 big dudes, or on the 3 dudes. All right, another potion. Are we up to max on potions and stuff? How do you look at, how do you check your potions? Oh, it said key items. I didn't think potions were a key item, so I didn't think to look there at first. Okay, so we have teleporter or ladder. Oh wait, I came from this way. No, see, this is what I was talking about. Oh, yay. But, yeah, it was like it's like a rubber mat. But I don't know if it just absorbed too much sweat or something. I don't know, does rubber absorb sweat? Maybe it doesn't very well, but after hundreds of hours of yoga, it eventually gets to be to where, for whatever reason, it's just not sticky so much. I mean, I like the feel of it, but okay, and then, huh? Did this not go? Okay, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I have to go up the ladder. The blue one takes me back out. Okay. Okay, if this puzzle, if this were like any more complicated, I would not have been able to figure it out. But okay, so the blue one took me back out. Okay, so now I know. Just don't go to the blue one. That'd be a dick move. There was like a blue one like up higher, and then that one just took you back out too. Like this is the one like teaching you that the blue ones take you back out. Oh, lame. I got into a fight while I was on the tile of the ladder. But yeah, there's some of the evening classes that I go to now. There's on the Tuesday and the Thursday class. It's like a easier class or whatever, you know. Like they don't have a hot power class on those days in the evening when I could go. So I go to the other ones. It's more like what they call yin, which is basically just like stretching and shit. You need to defeat all the mages at once. Does that mean that are these two guys healers? Are the blue ones healers? But it is kind of nice to have some classes that are like more slower paced and you're not sweating your balls off, you know. But my point though is that I can use that mat for those classes. Because once a mat loses its stickiness, like when you first start going to yoga, you could either not bring you don't even need like a mat to go. Like a lot of studios have a mat for you to use, but those are like the cheapo like $20 mats, and those are okay for like starting out. But like once you start doing more yoga, you do start to become like aware of the limitations of a $20 mat. You know, like basically what happens is that as your poses, as you're able to go more deeply into the poses, like, you know, a lot of times, like if you imagine like what's a yoga pose everybody knows? Warrior 2, everybody knows that one. Like your feet are like really far apart, so you don't want your feet to be like sliding. But on a cheapo mat, there's not a lot of grip to it. So power of light will defeat you. All right, we'll see about that. But oh god dang it, that stupid knight rudely interrupted me. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, something with yoga. Oh damn it, I meant to heal, but I'm just I got the muscle memory of doing the rapid fire clicks with regular fights. Well, Ellen might die, but I'm pretty sure we're still fine. Oh, you bitch. I was just wondering. I was like, well, maybe Ellen will survive. I guess she did not know how to love, so I guess she doesn't feel alive. But when your feet are like far apart, you don't want to be like sliding in certain poses, because then you have to either readjust or you have to risk having a limb come out from under you or something, you know, like unintentionally doing the splits, you know, when you weren't meaning to. So I mean, the mat I use now is it is like a more expensive mat, and it's nice, but it's cranberry colored, and I'm not a big fan of the color. And it's like textured. It has all these little like texture jams on it. Hey, there's the key. All right, sweet. All right. Let's F all these fools up. But it's a bunch of like, it's hard to explain, but it's a bunch of little, it's a bunch of like little texture jams, and then each one of those contains like texture jams on them or whatever. So basically it's super grippy, but like if you put like your feet or your knees on it, it's not smooth like a rubber mat. I don't know. That's why, like, if you go on Google and you type in like what's the perfect yoga, or like what's the best yoga mat, like there is no answer. It's always gonna say it depends. Like my first mat, for example, was like they sell them in different thicknesses. My first yoga mat was like a what do you call it? It was like a 6mm thick mat or something like that. And was I not supposed to leave? I wasn't supposed to leave. I was supposed to go to the other teleporter. All right. But I thought that, like, you know, I mean, like, nobody knows what the hell they're doing when they first start doing yoga, but I was like, oh, I want a thick one, right? The thick ones are good, right? Like, I don't know. But then as it turns out, thick ones would be for like people that are like older or people that are like overweight. Because I thought that a yoga mat was supposed to be like a cushion, but it's not. Like, it's not supposed to be a cushion. It's supposed to provide like stickiness. It's supposed to make your feet not slide when you do the poses. But with me, I was like, oh, I'm a beginner, so like, you know, so I'll get the thick one. And it worked okay for a while, but then the thing started to happen. I'm like, oh, this yoga mat's kind of you feel like it's letting you down when you're in the midst of a hot, sweaty practice. You're kind of like, wish there was a little more grip on this bad boy. So then I got the purple one, and it's nice, but that one's starting to lose its grip too. But going back to what I was saying a second ago, yeah, if you go to YouTube, if you go to Google and you type like, what's the best yoga mat? Because if there was a best one, then everybody would just buy that one. Like, the answer is there is no best one. Also, the thick ones are also for people that have like knee problems, because it's more of like a cushion. Some people have whatever issues where they can't do like a tabletop, like they can't get on like their hands and knees. There's poses, there's different like categories of poses that we do, and one of the things like when I was training to become a yoga instructor, it didn't like really occur to me because I was only seeing things from the perspective of the student up to that point. But yeah, like the poses are like categorized. You have like standing poses, and you have prone poses, and you have supine poses, and you have kneeling poses. Yeah, who the hell are these people? Meddlesome fools, what do you hope to accomplish? Oh, okay, so see, Luther looks similar to Kyle. Oh wait, is this guy Kyle? This guy isn't Kyle, it's the same sprite. Oh, it is Kyle. Wait, it's here. I thought he was with us. Is that not him? I thought that was... Maybe it's two characters with the same sprite. We're taking back the royal family. Your reign is over. Luther, what is going on? This is not like you. You have always been kind and kept Miria close in your heart. This sudden change is not like you. Something else must be going on. All I care about is gaining more power. I'll take care of you first, then the royal family. Kyle. Alright, got big boy Luther here, up in the house. Ooh, we got more new battle music. Alright, cool. Yeah, I noticed that the game volume was lower on the last couple of episodes. I know I mentioned it last time, but dude, I swear, there's something with like when you process a video on YouTube, the sound, like when I'm doing the editing, I'm like guessing how loud the audio should be, but then when I upload it to YouTube, it's like vastly quieter. Something with I don't know if it's something with the compression or how it's like uploaded or something like that lowers the music volume. I don't know. I don't know what it could be. I mean, okay, let's do a fortify. And let's try Curse Ward, since I probably won't use it on anything other than bosses. What the hell? Oh, he had burn damage. Oh, god dang. Alright. Revive and heal, and I'm almost tempted to use a protect spell. And boom. But basically, when you're teaching a class, you just go down the line. Like you usually start off with like child pose, and then you do some sun salutations, and you do some standing poses, and then you do like balance poses, then you do like an inversion, and then you get on the mat, then you do like a hip opener, then you can do some supine poses. A lot of hip openers you do from the ground. So basically, you start them out, you get them warmed up, you do the standing poses, you do the inversion, you do the balance. Oh man, did I say 2100? Holy nuts. And then you do the hip opener on the ground. You can do any, like, prone poses on the ground. So basically, like, once you're on the ground, you have that, like, sense of relief. You're like, alright, sweet, it's all downhill from here, you know? Like, we're past the hard part. It's funny, everybody thinks that doing yoga is hard, but, like, the hardest part is actually showing up to class, you know? It's like once you show up for class, it's like, well, that's actually the hardest part, you know? Should I use a potion, I wonder? Nah. God dang, that was a big old heal. Luther's changing elements. Use counter elements. Oh man, now I can see his big old beefy shoulder pads more. He looks like beefier now. Okay, so did he have a revive and a heal? It was like a heal, and it will also count it as a revive, I guess. All right, well, let's stay vigilant with the healing situation. Oh, excuse me. Let's do a double heal just in case. And then I don't know if I need to use Fortify again. Let's just do it, though. Rain down darkness? I don't know, sure. Are blue the ice guys? Like, what color were the healing, the holy dudes or whatever? I don't remember. So basically, yeah, when you're coming up with a class, you just, you're just kind of, I didn't realize this until I had started teaching, but, or started going through the training or whatever. When you go into class and then they tell you, do this pose, okay, now do this pose, now do this pose, now do this pose. You think that they have that, like, memorized, like it's, like, planned out. They're not. They're making it up as they go along, actually. And the reason is that any plan that you had for your class, you're just like, well, you know, I'm gonna, like, first of all, are you just gonna memorize a series of 30 poses, you know? I mean, I guess maybe you could. But the thing is that you never know who's gonna, like, walk through that door. So it's like, well, so if you had this challenging, like, practice laid out, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna make him sweat so hard, I'm gonna push him so hard, I'm gonna push him to the limit. And then, like, 3 people walk in who've, like, never done yoga before. You know, then what? Then you gotta throw all that out the window, take it back to the very beginning, and do, like, full explanations on all the poses. That's something that I would normally do. If you have, like, people that are, like, super experienced with brand new people, it's like, how do you satisfy everybody, you know? Luther is changing elements, use counter elements, all right? Because if you go too gentle on the people that are wanting a challenge, then they won't enjoy that class. And if you push them too hard on their first practice, they won't like it, and then they won't keep showing up. So just trying to keep everybody happy is something that's important. And then after a while, you start to, especially when you go to the studio that you teach at, you get a sense of, like, where different people are at in their own practice. Well, what I normally do, whenever you have, like, super new people with super experienced people, I just go ahead and just say, since we have some new people, I'm just going to do full explanations with the poses, just so that they know, because they don't particularly want to hear every, wait, what is this? Oh. Was I not clicked on something properly? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, wait, I didn't double heal, did I? Or double revive? Oh, dang. What if I did? Should I use a potion? Ellen's still good on life, so Ellen can revive Thomas. Right? I don't know. You die. I did double revive. God dang it. I kind of wish I could have backed out and gone back to Thomas's turn. That way I could have, like, confirmed. That way I could re-input his command since I wasn't sure what I had him do. Let's do a protect on Garrett. And we'll have you chomp on that guy. You know what? Maybe I should just ignore the front dudes. Okay, let's do a double heal on this turn. Okay, he's stunned. If he's stunned, if he can't do anything, maybe his turn should just not pop up. Because when it says stunned and then it lets me put in a command anyway, it makes me seem like it's gonna do something, you know? But for the most part, I reckon the students are pretty understanding about new students and be like, hey, I have to take extra time to explain, to go through the poses and, like, demonstrate the poses to, like, the new people, you know? Oh, yeah, let's rain down some darkness on everybody. Oh, man, 672, nice. Oh, man, 682 again, nice. Okay. We need a heal and a revive. And I'll do that. Alright. Big boy heal. Another heal. And maybe I should just ignore the front three dudes. Let's do this. I don't think I've done this in a while. Let's lower their power, since I'm going to keep them alive. Okay, now what? How about produce some leech seed? And heal it up. And you know what? This probably won't work on the big sprite dude. Let's do Lance. And do this just in case. Oh man, 1372. God dang. Is this the holy one or whatever? It's not yellow. It's kind of like, looks kind of like golden-y sort of. Oh man, actually keeping everybody alive, keeping the three front guys alive is actually making them do a whole lot more damage. Maybe I should actually take them out. I don't know. Oh dang, okay. Alright, I'm pretty sure we got this now. Yeah, I did. That guy had a lot of HP. But that was actually nice because I was doing a lot of HP. Alright. I recommend you're going to be fully assassinated by the end of this turn. There we go. That's enough. This is not the real Luther we are fighting. What do you mean? We would not stand a chance against the real Luther. You're right. He is definitely holding back. The light will show us the truth. So you finally figured it out. Catherine, who's this? Oh, I just noticed her sprite changed. I didn't even notice it first. She's got like vampire or bat wings or whatever. Who are you? I am Catherine, one of the Dark Lord's 3 daughters. Why are you doing this? Release Master Luther. Ha ha ha, I'm just having a little fun toying with you all. Silence, demand! Seems I have overstayed my welcome. I will let you have your master back for now. Oh, the old, oh, I'm not retreating. It's a tactical retreat. No, I didn't lose. What have I done? Wait, was she even here? Did she just pop into the room? Lord Christopher, I'm deeply sorry for the hardship I've caused. Do not worry, friend. I know your actions were not your own. Thank you. Please permit me to return you to the throne room. Oh, they teleported. Luke, Kyle, Thomas, thank you for bringing me to my senses. Sorry I had to murder you in the process. Of course, we know you were doing everything you could to resist her. I don't know. Maybe you could have... I kind of feel like you could. I kind of feel like you could have resisted maybe a little bit more, you know. Tell me, what has prompted your return from light? With the help of Thomas, we were able to defeat the darkness and light. We found these. We were hoping you could tell us more about them. Times are worse than I thought. These are the elemental crystals. When the world of Pixelot is in grave danger, the elemental crystals appear. They are said to have the power to seal away darkness, light, and time. Do you know where we can find the remaining crystals? I'm not sure. It will take some time to search for them. In the meantime, you should continue to grow stronger. Yes, I fully intend to. Oh, excuse me. I fear that the road ahead of you will be very dangerous. I will instruct the knights to let you into the Dark Tower. What is the Dark Tower? It's a tower and it's dark, you idiot. In the Dark Tower, you'll be able to fight monsters and enemies alike. In doing so, you will help to keep the darkness at bay. Oh man, that reminds me of Shadow Hearts 2, with the Malice system. This mission seems too important for us to pass up on. We will join you on this quest to find the crystals. Alright, then it's settled. On to the Dark Tower. This is the end of the early access. See, words like this always throw me off. Does access have 1 C or 2? Same thing with assassinate. I'm actually... For what a stickler I am with like spelling and grammar and stuff, there's a lot of words that I actually don't know. Like embarrass, is it 1 R, 2 S's? Not entirely sure. Don't worry, I am hard at work on new content as we speak. There is so much more to see in the world of Pixelot. Thank you for playing. Wait. So the game's not finished yet? Huh. I think I had gotten a message saying that that dude was working on more content, but I thought that was like extra content, not content for the base game or whatever. So are we done? It is kind of like I wasn't expecting to just be like thrust back like into this town. Oh wait, no, we got to go to the place where he said we could go somewhere, so so that's why it threw me off. Where was the darkness place that said I could go to? It was like down and then to the right, right? Let's check that out. Here, hello, can we go through? The road to Harbor Town is closed. No. So where is the place that said we could go? Can we actually go to the place that said we could go to? Or was that just where we're gonna go when the new content is done? The fact that it dumped me here after telling me of a place to go to makes me feel like that's where I should go. Wait, okay, this is just the castle. Oh wait, what about up and to the right? I forgot about this place. Yeah, this place. Be careful in there. The Dark Tower is very dangerous. Hello? Welcome to the Dark Tower. Stepping foot in this room is a testament to your bravery. You'll need power, skill, and quick thinking to climb this tower. You will fail. Everyone eventually fails. Oh, jeez. It's like Mario Maker 2, the 30-man challenge or whatever. Endless. The ladder ahead will take you to the first floor. To complete the floor, you will need to reach the next ladder. To leave, take the ladder down at the entrance. This will take you back here no matter what floor you're on. Okay, jeez. Hopefully I don't accidentally do that. This ladder will take you back to where you were. This ladder will take... So if you go back, you can go to the ladder again. It'll take you back to the point you were on. So what is the point of climbing? The tower is filled with monsters and treasure. Both will reward you with dark crystals. I got a small crystal. You can spend these crystals on powerful items here. With stronger items, you can reach higher in the tower. Okay. Do your best to reach higher than anyone else ever has. Good luck. All right. Oops. Oh man, treasures that I can't reach. No. Can I buy things, please? Spend your crystals here. Can I buy? Oh. Oh, now we have new premium currency. Oh man. So it seems like the crystal jams are going to be the best items for several people at this point. Oh man, we got cool purple glowy crystal scale armor and whatnot. Oh man, everything's cool and glowy. Or this crystal hat isn't glowy. Okay, so I guess let's check it out. Dark Tower. I was not expecting it to be all green and lush or whatever. It reminds me of that place in Breath of Fire 3. We fight, oh geez, I guess I can't say the name, it's a spoiler. Where you fight the dude that ends up being the one other dragon dude. And there's just a big old green tree fieldy area that's like super duper out of place. Wait, I got this. Shackle, bind foe for 2 turns. All right. Does that mean that other people learned a thing too? Also, is this saving after every fight, by the way, I wonder? Oh man, these guys are way tougher. They're not doing a whole lot of damage yet, though. But yeah, going back to what I was saying earlier. So for the most part, the teachers are just kind of making it up as they go. Increase resistance by 20%. All right. But it's fine because it's actually not. Like, once you teach for a while, it's actually not that hard. You basically just, like, from when you're in a pose, it kind of, like, there are certain other poses where it's logical. I mean, like, you always want one pose to, like, flow into the other one. So basically, I'll just, like, do an example. Like if you do like Warrior 1, you're already standing, you're already close to doing like a Warrior 2. And then when you do a Warrior 2, all you have to do is straighten your front leg, and then you're ready for like triangle pose. And then once you're in triangle, you already have one of your hands and one of your feet down. All you have to do is push onto your front hand and your front foot, and now you're in half moon. And then once you're in half moon, then you can bend your upper leg, reach with your upper arm, grab your upper leg. Now you're doing half moon with bow. And then once you're in that pose, then you can slowly raise your hand up and raise your torso up, and now you're in dancer pose, and that's a balance pose. It's a standing balance pose. So you can like link one pose to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, you know. Okay. Another one is when you do like a standing pose, when you do like a standing balance pose, there's a pose called Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, which is basically you stand still, you raise one leg, and you reach out, and you grab your foot with your hand or whatever, with your fingers, and then from there, if you just let me just get this guy all the way dead. And then from there, you can go, obviously, to Utthita Hasta B, which is just, basically, you stick your leg outwards, out to the side or whatever. And then you can come back to the center, and then you can put your other hand on the outer edge of your opposite foot, put your other hand to the back, and then you're in Rising Moon. So there's basically, like, when it comes to, like, deciding what pose to go to transition to, like, when you're in a pose, you only have limited options of how many poses does it make sense to go to from this pose. So you just pick one of those poses, and then once you're in that pose, you're like, okay, what makes sense? What pose can I easily transition to from here, since I'm, you know... So you end up just going... So it's almost like having, like, multiple, like, forks in the road. Like, you have this fork, and then now you're in this one. Okay, well, now these 4 different poses make sense to go into. And then you go... And then when you're in that pose, now you have a couple of other poses that make sense to go into. So you'll eventually... It's kind of like a choose your own adventure or sort of thing, you know? Where you're picking... You're picking multiple branching paths. And then different branches lead to different branches. So you sort of end up not ever doing the exact same thing twice unless you choose to do the, you know... If you just pick a different pose, if you just go, well, I normally go from this pose to this pose, so I'll just go from this pose to this different pose, and then that opens up different possibilities later. So it's actually pretty easy to not end up copying what you've already done or whatever. I guess it's not copying if it's your own class, but you know what I mean, right? It's easy to make every class like different enough to where they won't really catch on to that. A lot of the poses are. We do a lot of the same poses, we just, like, link them differently and stuff. It's kind of like the Taco Bell menu. It's, like, super rare that Taco Bell adds an extra ingredient. They're just so good at just making different combinations of the same 10 ingredients, you know? Back when I used to work at Taco Bell, I actually made that joke at one point. I was like, they just put the 10 different ingredients, like, in a hat, and then they just pick out 4 of them or whatever. They're like, whatever we pick is gonna be the ingredients. They just pick something out. They're like, okay, nacho cheese, okay, and red strips, okay, and rice, okay, and beef. Okay, that's there you go. Oh, wait, is my level capped at 40? Did I not gain any experience? Did I... Let's do one more fight, and then we'll see. Oh man, those guys were super weak. Maybe I didn't get any experience because those guys are too weak. Let's fight these level 30 bandits ought to do it. But yeah, it's just amazing how many things they create out of so few ingredients. Like, jeez. I don't know. I guess like a lot of the poses are common. Like the sun salutations and the warrior poses and like triangle, like those are common. And you know, Utthita Parshva Konasana, like those ones, like side angle, extended side angle, those are like common. But there's a lot of like goofy ones that are super uncommon. Actually, this studio that I've been going to for the last couple of months, there's some poses that they almost never do. But then when I went to the old studio, we did them at least once or twice a week. Up all stats 20%, cheapers. I don't think it'll be necessary on this fight though. I guess Camel's the best example, and Hanumanasana. We used to do those like not all the time, but at least a couple times a week. We hardly do those ones at all. Man, we went so long without doing Hanumanasana that when I finally did it at this studio, it was like it seemed like it was worse than the first time I ever did it. Like I lost all that progress in that pose just because it had been so long since I'd freaking done it. I mean, realistically, it probably wasn't, since everything was probably stretched out from other various like similar poses or whatever, or you know, poses that stretch similar muscles or you know nearby muscles or the same muscles or whatever. I don't know. Some stuff does kind of carry over, like hip openers. Like if you have open hips, then you're good at several poses that have a hip opener element to them, you know? Oh man, I almost feel bad for this guy. He's getting a bomb and a rock thrown at him. He's gonna be all kinds of messed up. 100 gold, okay. Do I need money anymore? I think I remember hearing about it, like an endless dungeon. That's kind of how the one dude was wording it down at the bottom. I guess the question is, if this is an endless dungeon, what am I, like, what's the purpose of it? Like, you get the crystals, you buy the good gear. Like, okay, once I have the super uber gear, then what, you know? Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure, I didn't get a good look, but I'm pretty sure that the level's capped. So, but I guess the question is, when the new content comes out, is it gonna assume that I'm level, well, I guess that's probably the purpose of the level cap, to make sure that you don't get super over leveled. Because if a player decided to try to get up to level, you know, 200 or something by just playing this until they get that high up in level, then any content that comes out, you'll be able to like one-shot like everything, you know? Oh my gosh, we actually got a big boy boss. Slime, okay. Alright, let's fight him, then we'll call it an episode. Alright. Ooh, I could try this. I kind of want to fortify. We'll energize on the next one. Oh, what does this do? Hide away from 3 turns, alright. Okay, let's do lower power. Okay, these guys dropped pretty quick. Do we fight a big giant slime at the beginning of the game? Was he like the second boss or something? Actually, don't fully remember. Huh. This might actually be a quick boss fight, unless his HP is scaled up. Okay, never mind. Okay, so the minions are just super weak apparently. Oh man, that was defense down too. All right, sweet. Wait, what's the? Okay, this is 50, 60. All right. Boy, Mr. Slime, you might want to think of something, because you're getting effed up, yo. So yeah, that's a little insight from the other side or whatever. Okay, yeah, we're super locked. Hey, 10 crystals, sweet. Okay, so will I only get in fights if I'm on these, like, tan ones or whatever? Does this take me back out? Okay, so this takes me back out. Okay, this is actually nice. That way I don't have to replay all the towers I've already been to. It's actually very nice. Oh man, don't have enough crystals for anything. No! Okay, that's fine. So I guess the question is the crystal stuff gonna be... Like, is it gonna be required? Like, when the new content comes out, is the difficulty gonna be assuming that you have crystal stuff on everybody and you're at level 40? Or is it gonna be to where if you have the crystal stuff and you're level 40, then you can just breeze through everything? Actually, at this point, like, if I'm level capped at level 40, I almost don't feel the need to, well, I guess I could be... Like, I kind of don't feel the need to, like, gain crystals, because if I'm gonna have to be fighting dudes, then I'm not gonna be gaining experience, though. I guess I would be gaining crystals. I don't know. But anyway, I guess we're done. I think, well, I guess, I almost said it would have been nice to get credits, but it's like, well, what credits? I'm pretty sure this is made by one dude. So yeah, it would have just said, like, you could have done, you ever see the thing where, they did it in, Natural Born Killers, where they had the one guy who, like, did everything. They had, like, a separate credit for everything, and it just said the same guy's name over and over again. But anyway, yeah, that's gonna do it. Is this the finale? Like, I don't know if this is the finale. I mean, I don't know how long it's gonna take for more content to come out. Like, I feel like the game could have ended, actually, at this point. I guess I'll just do my normal several minute spiel afterwards. After I finish the game. I mean, I'm considering this game, like, finished. I mean, like, there's no, like, I guess technically, like, it did kind of leave you on a cliffhanger, but I guess if the game's not done, then I guess there's no other way to, you can't have a satisfying ending and still be like, oh yeah, and there's more game, by the way, you know. But, okay, I guess if I'm gonna put my, my feedback hat on, so to speak, I think the game is, like, how much? It was what, $2? I think, right? I feel like for $2, I feel like the player would have gotten their money's worth. I do feel like the game was, like, too long. A lot of it was time that was added from doing lots of random fights. I already went into that, but the thing is that I think, oops, oh man, hit the mic super hard there. But yeah, I think a good example is, have you ever played the game Breath of Death 7 or Call of Cthulhu or whatever? That game, when I got that game on the Xbox 360 or whatever, that game was like $1. And that game, it's an RPG, but if you look at it, it's I also checked, it's also on Steam. It says that it's a 4 to 6 hour RPG. And so, you know, you pay your, I think on Steam it's like $3, but you get both games or whatever. I think it was made by the same team or whatever. So for a very low price, you get like a 4 to 6 hour RPG where it has like a beginning, a middle, and an end, and then you feel like you got your money's worth because it was only a couple of bucks. Like, I think those, like, I don't think anybody's gonna spend $2 on a game that's this long and then be like, I really wish I had more game for my $2, you know? Like, in terms of, like, hours played versus, like, money spent. You know, I feel like the ratio could have been on the shorter side, which that could have been fixed with the random fight situation. But in terms of feedback, I think some kind of, I'm not exactly sure what would be the best way to work it out, but an important element of RPGs is like MP management. And it's one thing to give you like full heals at the end of a fight, which that's kind of, I mean, HP management outside of battle too factors in with the thing that I said earlier about going into a dungeon and then having your HP and MP items being like chipped away at to, you know, to make, I mean, I already said this, but just in case, I mean, some people only watch the finales of games, but yeah, just the idea is that when you go into a dungeon, you have to try to make your resources last the entire way and then still have enough to defeat the boss. But if there's no HP or MP management, then that whole aspect is like, it's not there, you know? And, you know, and I mean, this is an RPG, but HP and MP management is it's a piece to the puzzle, you know. It's like playing an RPG and there's like no experience points, but everything else is like an RPG. It's like, well, you can have an RPG without, you know, there's lots of elements in an RPG that make it an RPG. You know, gaining levels is one, accumulating gold and experience is one, having multiple towns, having multiple party members, you know, like all of these things make an RPG. And also HP and MP management is also one of the ones that I guess doesn't get talked about, but like playing this game really made me realize how I kind of wish like the suspense of being like, oh man, I'm down to my last cure spell or whatever, or I'm down to my last potion. Oh man, you know, I mean, I know that there's potions in game, but my last potion to heal. But then when you can heal with no MP, then it just kind of takes the suspense away to be like, oh, am I going to be able to make it? You know, I'm trying to think. Anything else? I feel like, yeah, this actually happens a lot. I get to like the credits and then most Let's Players be like, okay, here's my final thoughts and stuff. And I'm like, I never know what to say during those because I feel like everything I'm thinking and feeling about the game, I'm expressing while I'm playing it. So I get to the end and I'm like, everything I've said, everything I want to say, I've already said throughout the playthrough. So I feel like I'm just like repeating myself. But yeah, I mean, I think this endgame thing is something to, I mean, obviously you're thinking about it or trying to figure it out, but I do think that that's going to be kind of important to get correct going forward. And also like with the price, it's like a person might play this far into the game and then just figure that they're done with the game. Like that's enough game, you know. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that it sort of, the game doesn't, I don't feel like the game needs to be longer than what it is, you know, right as of right now, you know. I mean, it's just my opinion, and I'm just one person, and I'm not the authority on game development or anything. But I feel like the game was, well, part of me, I feel like the game was long enough, but that's because of all the fights. If the random fights were reduced, then maybe I would feel like I wanted the game to go on for longer. I don't know. I guess at some point I gotta wrap it up. That's something that I'm also terrible at. Like I get to the end of the game and I just like go on and on and on. Eventually I just gotta be like, okay, I gotta shut up. I gotta end it. Jeez. Like I don't know how to like bring it around organically to like a final point or final thought. And it's like, okay, now the final point's been made. Now we can end it, you know? But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this game. I mean, that's all I can think of right now, and I don't want to just have this go on. I mean, this is already a long episode. I don't want this to go on for a million years while I sit here and think of stuff to say, feedback-wise about the game. Yeah, I don't know when the new content is going to come out, but I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, yeah, I'm glad I got to play this game. I'm glad I got to be like actual like third-party feedback. I'm glad that I got the chance to play this game. I'm glad that I got to like be part of your endeavor with this. Like I don't know, I like to imagine that like 20 years from now you're gonna look back and you're gonna think of me and be like, oh yeah, that's the guy that played my game. That was a rad dude, you know. I don't know. But yeah, I enjoy helping the little guy out. I mean, as a fellow little guy, yeah, I think it's cool to help smaller people out that are trying to do a thing, man, you know. Like I'm doing this channel is a thing, and the one dude making this game, he's doing a thing too, and I think that's freaking awesome to just decide to do a thing and to just do it and to have it take years and you just do it. I mean, like I said, I'm glad that I got to be a part of this like stage of your life. Like I feel like I'm gonna be, I mean, I guess I already said it, but like I think it's pretty cool to think that I'm gonna be in like the history of the person that made this game. And anything else? I mean, I've gone on way too long. And can't think of anything else to say. Yeah, I think I've said everything that I can think of right now. I mean, there's always going to be something that you think of later, then you're like, oh, I wish I could have remembered it at the time that I was making the video, but that just comes with the territory of making Let's Plays and stuff. There's always like, you'll finish recording and you're like, oh man, I was leading up to that one joke, but I said everything but the punchline, you know? Like, I've done that a bunch of times. But anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for this game. Thanks to the creator of this game, and yeah, thanks for giving me the opportunity to play your game, sir. And yeah, thanks as always for watching. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to drop me a like. I would really appreciate it. And we will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.